Hi Leo, welcome to your March 2021 reading. Now, it is absolutely starting to feel like spring. The sun has literally just come out. You can probably see it there on the video. So we're going to have a look at things we can do to help us grow. Because I always feel like spring is absolutely that time to focus on growth. Focus on planting seeds, flowers coming up in the garden, all of that good stuff. So we're going to use 3 different decks today. We have got the Sasuraibito, we have got the Modern Spellcasters, and also the vice versa deck. So all those decks will be linked in the description box down below as well, so you can check them out should you wish to. And obviously this is a general reading, so it will not resonate for everybody. If you would like to book a private reading, you will also find my email and my Instagram handle in the description box down below, and you can book either way, although Instagram is probably a little bit quicker. I also do quite a bit of free content on Instagram as well, including like live Q&As on there, so it's definitely worth giving me a follow. And also, if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, now is the time. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to check the bell button for notifications as well, so that you can see when I'm going live and when new videos are posted and all that good stuff. So that's the end of the parish notices for you, Leo. Let's get into your reading for March of 2021. Now, first one you've got out is the Ten of Swords in reverse. So something I think this month is going to be a good opportunity to focus on is what is it that you're not letting go of? What is it that you're holding on to? Because that Ten of Swords in the upright for me is more about it's being really aware of letting go and being open to it. So for me, I'm like having it this way up. It's just that feeling of gripping onto something a little bit too tightly, of refusing to just take the knowledge, take what you've learned, and for all intents and purposes, and being able to move on. Now, opposite that, you've also got the Ten of Cups, which again is in reverse. And this, let me just tell you, has come out for a couple of people today where we've had tens in reverses, where we've had like things that people are not letting go of. And maybe that is one of those things, like we all like winter weight. We all like to hold a little bit of weight for the winter. Then it comes to spring, we start getting ready for summer, we start shedding, we start preparing, trying to get in, summer body shape, as it were. So it feels to me like this month, Leo, is going to be a good opportunity for you to really take a look at what it is that you're hanging on to. And again, if something hasn't worked out, whether that be in a friendship, whether it be a work relationship, whether it be a love relationship, whatever it is, my feeling is that you've got this, it's a juxtaposition of your head and your heart. Mentally, it feels like you've been looking at things and thinking things are going to work out. Emotionally, you've been invested in it as well, but actually it hasn't really come to bear the fruit that you wanted it to, and that's tough. And what you're doing in that respect is you're being in that Four of Pentacles energy, where it's very much like hanging on to it, gripping, like he's literally gripping so tight to these pentacles, like he can't even hold them properly, because it's like when you're like, there's a great analogy I read, and it was about how much we carry. For example, when I come out of my car, I think, oh, right, can I manage to do everything? Oh, well, I'm going to the car. Whichever way it is, can you manage to do everything in one trip? Are you so loaded up that the entire trip to your car is really uncomfortable because you're gripping so much that it's nearly impossible to hold it? Like a supermarket, you might go to the supermarket and not bring a bag with you, and you think, right, I'm going to struggle with all of these items because it's my fault I didn't bring a bag. It's a way of learning that lesson. And it feels to me, Leo, that you're in that mode at the moment where you're kind of clutching things, you're struggling a little bit to maintain everything and maintain the balance. And actually, maybe, like I'm saying with the shopping analogy with going down to the car, if you took it in 2 trips, yes, it would slow you down slightly, but it would make each trip a lot more easy, a lot more pleasant. And sometimes, like the analogy I read, and it was saying about if when you're coming home, you're carrying lots of things home, you can't open the door. You have to put everything down to be able to open the door, to be able to access it. And that's where I think, again, you've got the World card underneath as an overall, like, what's going on at the very, very core of your being is actually there is a hell of a lot happening for you, Leo. There's a hell of a lot coming in for you, but it's down to you to realise that you can't achieve that while you're still clinging on to things that haven't worked out, while you're still clinging on to things that are weighing you down, while you're still defending yourself, while you're still feeling like, you know, the walls are up, you're very barriered. It just feels like, you know, unless you let go of those things, you can't hope to find this world moment. And you know, the world will, the other message with that is that it will continue to turn, like it will keep going, and you don't always have as much say over everything that's going on, and you don't have to worry that there's a time frame on everything, and like you need to hold on to all these pieces of pie, because if you give it away, and if you let go and you open up, that you won't have those feelings back again. You won't be able to contain them again. It's like, you know, sometimes when people say, you know, if I start crying now, I'll never stop, so I can't cry yet, I need to wait and deal with it later. It's tough, and I get that. I absolutely get that mentality where you don't want to get into that mode yet. But actually, you know, one, the world will keep turning without you, so everything will carry on, you know, until you're kind of ready. Oh yeah, and then the Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So you know what? Listen, things will look up for you, but it's going to be a case of you letting these barriers down slightly. With that Four of Pentacles, you've got to let those barriers go, because at the moment, what you're hanging on to is the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Swords in reverse. Not letting things happen, not accepting things as they are. You know, trying to worry about what was, or trying to hang on to things, and what's that keeping you from? Everything and more. Okay, I hope that helps. We're going to have a look at work. We're going to move on to the Modern Spellcasters deck and see what's going on for you in the workplace. Now, again, that could be, you know, if you're running your own business, it could be that you're in a job, you're finding a job, you're looking for work, whatever it is. So to start with, we've got a Ten of Cups, again in reverse. So there's definitely some sadness kicking around you, Leo, which is tough. Hang on, glary. Doesn't help when the sun's shining. I'm not moaning about the sun, I love it. But I think for me, you know, part of, like, there's a very old famous phrase of, if you do something you love, you will never work a day in your life. Find a job you love. It feels as though this workplace scenario that you're in at the moment it's maybe not something that you love. It's maybe not something that makes you feel happy, that you wake up in the morning desperate to get to work. And this month, I feel like it is going to be a little bit like that. You've also got the Justice in the reverse as well, and that for me is like a moment of going, where else can I find the balance? If work is feeling a little bit overwhelming, if work is feeling like there's a lot of stress going on, like there's other stuff ploughing through, and things that are kind of out of your control, that you can't rely on. You can't rely on, you know, like, it's where it feels a bit like you're dependent on other people. You know, up a chain of command, you're waiting for someone else above you to sign something off. That kind of mentality of having to expect something else to do. Unfortunately, that is just where you are, and that is what's happening. However, there's a Six of Pentacles as an overall, and this is, for me, is one of those things. Again, now, if you feel that your superiors are not signing things off in time for you, it might actually be that, you know, the people beneath you are not bringing you their pieces of information for you to collate it, to be able to pass it on to your superiors. It doesn't always have to be, you know, chains of command work both ways, and that's what that Six of Pentacles is for me. Is it works both ways. You know, this guy is feeding the left, he's feeding the right, he's got the balance is right, he's able to share, and he's able to focus on what's going on. And you know, there is a mode of feeling like that, where if things aren't great and things are out of balance, where can you find that balance? Because it might be that, and again, people below you, people above you, whatever it is, it might be that they are not pulling their weight and they're not getting things done, and it's hindering you, and it's making you feel like you don't have as much control over your work career path. But where else can you find that balance? Because there are other options. Like I say, there are, you know, and it could be like, this is a little bit about teaching as well. It's about showing other people, you know, maybe that is something in your industry where it's a bit stagnant and you're not able to get, you know, like for example, let's say you work in events and you can't do events at the moment. So what can you do? You can find another way to do it. You can maybe teach other people, maybe show other people from your experiences what you can do, and that will help you write those things out, and it will help you feel a little bit more connected, or a little bit less disconnected. They're probably the same thing, but I feel like mentally for me they have different connotations. Anyway, let's have a little look at what you can look forward to this month, what you can be excited about for this month for Leos, please. We're going to go on to the vice versa tarot for this one. So what can you be excited for this month? Ace of Cups. Yes, Leos. Now listen, that's exciting. It's exciting because it could be a new relationship. It could be someone new romantically that's coming in. But, you know, it can also be connecting and finding more time for you. It doesn't always have to be that the Ace of Cups is to do with romantic inclinations, but mostly my main point of this is that it's an opportunity to see things differently. It's an opportunity to change things, to focus on what it is that you want. Now, you have got that supported by the Magician in the away view. Now, the Magician for this view for me is not so much about what he can do. Like this way, it's like, what can I do? I've got all the power. I've got everything I need. This is a case of what can I do for others? What can I do to promote myself outwardly? And that might be a romantic situation. It might be that actually you're in a position now where you can put yourself back out there. Maybe something you've been hanging on to, previously hasn't panned out. And maybe this is a case of you going, do you know what, this month actually, I want something new and exciting to happen. I want a new relationship. I want to go on dates. I want to start seeing people. Let's face it, we've been in lockdown. If you're a single Leo, maybe you've been sat at home for ages and you're like, no, you know what, it's time for me to take the ball by the horns, get swiping, get putting it out there, telling people, this is who I'm looking for. This is what I want out of life. And to go after it and to have that opportunity. That is really exciting. Oh my God. I claim this reading. Anyway, Leo, listen, I hope that helps. If you would like to book a private reading, obviously all my details are in the description box down below. If not, take care, have a lovely month, and I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.